I've missed you so much. I know it's been a really long time since I've done a video, and it was definitely, it's time to get going. So I have this sweet little Maranta, and I have actually had a couple Marantas die on me over the winter time, and I'm having like a crisis of faith. You know how that goes. And I thought, you know, I'm going to try and see if it was just my watering, especially in winter. You all probably know winter is tough for plants. And so this is actually planted in Lechuza pond. So it's very similar to planting a plant like in leca balls, the clay balls, the expanded clay pebbles, I guess is a better word. And this is very similar. The difference being that the Lechuza pond actually has some fertilizer built into the mix. So once I get this planted in here, which I have, all I have to do is water it and it's ready to go for literally the next 6 months. And then after that, you fertilize it the same as you would a regular house plant in a potting mix substrate instead of this kind of gravelly mix. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. Well, I think the first thing I want to do is just get a look at the actual pot that I bought and see what we're dealing with. This is the Mini QB self-watering planter. It's 4 inches by 4 inches by 7 inches, or 9 by 9 by 18 if you do centimeters. And this comes with some pon, which is the substrate that they, sorry, I'm not showing you. That's the substrate that is actually made by the Lechuza company for their planters. And here's what it looks like. This is Lechuza pon. So I've done a lot of research about this stuff. And if you want to know a whole lot about, or a little bit more in depth about like what this mix is, I am going to put that up on my blog, which there will be links for in the description. So you can go and check that out. Basically, this has some pumice. There's fertilizer. They have their own fertilizer in there. Zeolites. And there's one other ingredient I can't remember. So anyway, I'm going to set that aside. That was making a lot of noise. Oh, I paid $17.99 for this. And I bought this at a garden center in Strongsville, Ohio, called Petite Gardens. Well, here is the inner workings. This is what will actually measure the amount of water that we will have in the bottom of the planter. I'm going to set it back so you can see better. And the actual planter doesn't want to come out. Come on, friend. Well, fine, I'll rip her box. And there we have it. So it's like a slate color, and it's just a really tall but skinny little planter. And then this is going to sit down in, and we can see that we have these wicks, which will bring the water up to the substrate, the planting media that we'll be using. This is the top to this. But before I start putting pieces together, let me have a little read of the directions. Okay, well, the directions were really easy. Click. So I guess I can handle that. The really nice thing, I mean, there are several nice things about this, and this is my very first experience growing any kind of my house plants in not soil. Or, well, that's not true. My potting mix isn't soil, but I think you know what I mean. Something that doesn't resemble dirt. So this can sit however you want it. I think I'm going to make so that this is going to be at the back. Do I want my potter to say Lechuza? No, I like it to be plain. So there it is. And simply as easy as planting my new plant in this as though it were a potting mix. The very most important part of this whole situation though is removing all of the soil from your plant. And this is the plant that I want to use. It is Maranta leucanura kirchoviana, but it has one little branch that has this beautiful white variegation. Now obviously the leaves have a lot of necrosis, which is very common for all of you lovers of the variegated plants. That can happen pretty easily. This plant is not variegated at all, but I don't care. I really just love the way this pink shows up on the leaves. And then the super dark green and the medium green and the creamy white. This literally just opened. So they do open kind of green, and the lighting is terrible. They open kind of green and then it will become this like creamy white color. So pretty. Love this plant. So that's what's going to go in here. Next thing I need to do is take the root ball out and remove all the soil. Oh, okay, we had this was actually just a cashpo. I didn't realize. This plant, if you're curious, came from Walmart of all places. I was so shocked. And, well, I know some Walmarts do have really nice plants, but mine generally never does. So it was kind of like, whoa, what am I looking at here? And I have these dead leaves that I haven't pulled off yet because I don't like to snip these down too far, because a lot of times the new growth, well, all the time on a Maranta, the new growth comes up from the old leaf. So if I just take this all the way down to the soil like I would normally, then I'm destroying any chance of a new leaf. And I couldn't tell where this was coming from. It's actually from down here. And so new leaves have already come up from it, so I can pull this off. It was buried all the way up to here in the soil, so I wasn't sure what I was dealing with. And the rest of this soil is going to have to be washed off at the sink, so I'll be right back when I finish that. In true Liquid Amber Girl style, I got this all done. It took about, 10 minutes to rinse this off. And I was kind of wondering, like, how come every time I watch another plant YouTuber, they're doing their videos and they're like, yeah, we rinsed all the dirt off the roots. I always really struggle with that part. Is there anyone else out there that like really struggles with getting all the dirt off of their roots? I never hear anybody else say, I had a terrible time doing this. But I guess these are little tiny feeder roots. And a lot of the plant YouTubers that I'm watching are dealing with philodendron and monstera roots, which are absolutely big, fabulous roots. But anyway, just in normal fashion, because I read directions sometimes never, I get to this. It says tip. Wick is used in mini QB planters. When planting in Lechuza pond, it is not necessary to rinse the root ball. Simply shake it out gently before planting. But I read that after I did this, so here we are. Anyway, I did this because I asked for advice from an Instagrammer. You've probably seen him before, Kevin's Green Pets. And he suggested to me, when I asked, to rinse the root ball completely before planting. So I'm going to put a little bit of the pond in here first, and then I'm going to add my plant because it's really quite deep, much deeper than I want to plant the plant down in there. So let's start with the pond. I'm literally just going to fill it to deep enough that, no, that's not going to work. This is better. Deep enough to where when I put the plant in, it's going to be the depth that I want it, which is right about there. I'm going to need 2 hands again, so I'm going to set you back down. And add some more pond. It looks like I don't have enough here, but don't panic. I bought extra. So if you're going to buy one of these, I would keep that in mind. Yeah, we definitely need more. Still can't get it in frame. Yeah? Nope. All right, here we go. This is the refill bag in a 6-liter size. They do come in different sizes, and it looks like maybe it's a resealable bag. All right, that was fun and super easy. And really, compared to a potting mix, that was relatively not messy also, which is good. Here we have her. Looking cute. Aw, I really like this. So the last part of this that we're going to do is water it in. And a lot of the Lechuza planters, you water down through this or something similar to that, but that's not the case with these mini cubies. These ones, it instructs us to just water straight through the substrate, and it'll go and collect in the bottom, and it will be marked when it's full by this little red straw looking thing coming up to max. So this says min, this says max. So I'm gonna go get some water and we will literally be done here. It's gonna go right around the root ball and give this thing some water. It's focusing on the leaf and not, there we are. And let's go to this side. Oh, that's not me peeing myself. That's the water flowing down into the basin at the bottom, I guess. What a nice sound. Let's check over here and see what we're looking at. We are almost to the max. For the record, it does say in the directions that you can grow succulents or low water desiring type plants like that. Oh, that needs to go too. Oh, he was so pretty. But instead of filling it to where this needle points to max, which we're almost at, it says to just fill it to about halfway or so. So I thought that was interesting that you can use this for succulents. I don't think I'm going to try any of my succulents in it at this point, but it may be in the future, depending on how this all goes. So if you would like to have updates on how this plant is doing, go ahead and comment in the comment section below, and I would love to hear your own experiences with the Lechuza pond. If you've used that as a substrate, or what a lot of other people do actually is they use the Lechuza planters that have the little indicators like this, but instead of using the pond as substrate, they use the leca balls, the little clay, like this big clay balls. And I'd love to hear your experiences with leca balls as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's good to be back to doing videos, and I wish you all a very wonderful week. Bye.